deliciousness. Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Boom, 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 boom. Appreciate the support. 33 years of prison stories, man. 33 years, man. We out here, we rolling. We trying to get it done. We trying to get this message out there. We trying to push this positive energy in 2024. Yeah, we fresh. The year is just starting, man. So we just getting cranked up. But we got a lot going on this year, man. And hopefully y'all be here riding with me, pushing me, motivating me, elevating me, man, to be the best version of myself and to keep pushing this message out here to these young people, these young kings and queens, because I believe it's so needed. And hopefully, man, TBP Nation gonna rise up, man, and we're gonna keep on going stronger and longer. Shout out to everybody who support the platform, man. Big love to all of y'all, man, who support me in the membership, man. It means a lot. Big love to everybody that comes in that morning mud. Big love to everybody who participates at 6 o'clock. Like, comment, share, and subscribing. Big love to everybody who comes in there at nighttime on that Twitch, man. Everybody who rocks with me on Instagram. I'm more active on TikTok. Everybody on TikTok that rock with me, man, go over there and watch that. I'm posting shorts and stuff over there. Yeah, man, everybody who just roll with the platform, man, I appreciate the love, man. I definitely do. We're going to keep going, man. I'm pushing some more on my pure deliciousness, whipping up that good food. So y'all go over there. About to make something today. And I appreciate everybody who rock with me with this fitness journey, man, for me getting back fit and ferocious, man. It's coming. 2024, man. Y'all stay tuned. But I just want to let y'all know that I appreciate the love, man. We're going to keep on going. Stay tuned for the book. It's in the works. Stay tuned for the cruise. Stay tuned for barbecues, book signings, meet and greets, giveaways, raffles, auctions. We're going to do it all in 2024, man. If you with me, let me know, man. TBP Nation, stand up, man. We out here. Salute. Today, man, I just wanted to talk about something that people ask about all the time doing this YouTube thing, man. And I thought I made it clear, but I'm going to make it emphatically clear if I haven't made it clear. When people say, you know, they look at it and say, well, you did 33 years, you survived this, that, or the third. And it's like, I always try to explain it don't mean that I was the baddest joker in there. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. It just means that, you know, like I say, I did what I had to do when I had to do it. And, you know, God got me through it. You know, that's the bottom line. But people always ask about fear. You know, they always ask when you scared or when people come in there, they scared. And that's why they get taken advantage of. That's why they don't make it or whatever the case may be. And I thought I made it clear to you, in my opinion, everybody is scared. You know what I'm saying? It's what you do with the fear that separates you. That's just my opinion. I don't believe nobody ain't scared. I just don't believe that, you know, because you have to be scared because you're going into a foreign land. You with people that you don't know. You in a situation, an environment, you know, that you don't know. You don't know what's coming. You don't know when it's coming. You don't know how it's coming. You got all of these things in your head that you done heard about prison, this, that, and the third. So you don't know. So there's no way that people do not fear the unknown. People fear the unknown. And prison is the unknown. Even when you in there, prison is unknown because you still don't know what's going to happen from one moment to the next. So I just don't believe people not scared. Now, I know people that would give you the appearance that they not scared. I knew people in prison that was so vicious and so, you know, brutal that you would think they wasn't scared. But just knowing the things that I know and going through the things I done been through, I know that not to be true. I know even the most vicious dudes is scared because one thing about war, one thing about battle, one thing about Mortal Kombat, hand-to-hand combat, it ain't no guarantees. It's no guarantees. If it was guarantees, we wouldn't have sports. we wouldn't have combat sports. It's nothing guaranteed. People wouldn't go see it. People wouldn't bet on it. People wouldn't be interested in it if they knew the outcome. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't make sense. So you don't know the outcome. So how can you not have fear of something that you don't know? We fear the unknown. You know, that's why people scared of the dark, because they can't see. They can't see what's coming. So everybody is afraid, you know, when you're in these situations. It's just a matter of what the fear gonna do for you. I say all the time, fear can paralyze you or mobilize you. You can be so scared that you won't do nothing, and you'll just freeze up, and that can cost you your life. Or you could be so scared or so afraid of what will happen to you that you will be mobilized and you'll be energized to not let that happen to you. You know, and I think that's more or less the position that I was in. I seen so much brutality and violence, man, when I first came in, that it terrified me so much that I was determined not to let that happen to me. Now, just by the grace of God, it didn't, you know, but it was the fear of it happening to me that made me, you know, act out the way I acted out and did what I did. Because if I had the slightest clue that you was trying to hurt me, man, I promise you I was gonna get you, and I didn't care who it was. You know, you can't look at somebody and say, oh, he got this reputation, or he this big, or he known to do. You can't worry about that, because when that viciousness, that anger is aimed at you, then you got to go in self-defense mode. You know what he gonna do and how he gonna do it, and that don't matter. You got to decide what you gonna do and when you gonna do it. And I choose to do it immediately, because if you wait around in prison, man, you gonna end up being a victim. You know, because you don't know what's on somebody else's mind. You don't know nothing. But if you get the slightest clue, man, that they trying to hurt you, then you just got to do what you got to do. Now, see, that's another fear. People don't want to do what they got to do because they feel like they're going to get stuck in prison. They feel like they're going to, you know, if it go too far, they'll end up in the electric chair. They'll end up with a life sentence and can't never get out of prison. Okay, that's fear. You know what I'm saying? That's fear. But what do you feel most? Do you fear that, or do you feel the violence and the pain that can come to you if you don't do nothing? See what I'm saying? So that's the position that you be in, you know. And I ain't want to get no electric chair. I ain't want to, you know, get no natural life sentence and don't even have a shot at getting out of the penitentiary. But I ain't want to be laying on somebody's gurney neither, you know, fighting for my life and don't know if I'm going to make it, or be in all of that type of pain, or, you know, have my, you know, people at home get a phone call, say that this or that happened to me. Nah, you know, the fear of that was greater than the fear of what was going to happen to me if I do what I had to do to prevent that from happening to me. So when you get in that mindset, then you operate from that mindset, and that's the mindset that I operated from. And I don't know about y'all. I don't know how y'all would feel, or what you may do, but man, I seen some stuff that ain't nowhere in the world I want to let that happen to me. You know, it ain't nowhere in the world, man. Like I told y'all when I first came in, the first time I seen somebody get killed, to see that man get, you know, viciously stabbed like that and sit there and lay down there in that pool of blood and be gargling blood and can't even sit up and can't move, and people just walk around you and act like this ain't right there. You know, that traumatized me. It literally traumatized me, because you got to look at those things and put yourself in that position. What if that was me? You know what I'm saying? Your family would never know what really happened, because they not going to get their whole, you know, and that's, you know, they not going to get the whole truth. They not going to know what happened to you. They just going to get a call and say, you know, you lost your life in prison. But everybody who got a loved one, you want to know what happened, how it happened, when it happened, why did it happen. You ain't gonna never know all of that. So when you look and you see things like that, when I saw things like that, that's all I thought about. You know, if that happened to me, you know, what's the information that's gonna go to my mom? What's the information gonna go to my kids? What's the information gonna go to, you know, my sisters, my brothers, and whoever? You know, and I won't try to let that happen. You know, I won't, pain aside, I just won't try to let that happen. But to see that, man, and to see a man struggling for his life like that and losing his life in captivity and never to be able to be back with his loved ones or the people that really care about him again. When you surrounded in this hate factory, man, that'll traumatize you. Well, I know it did for me, you know, and see dudes get brutally beat, man. I seen dudes get, you know, beat down to the ground and be unconscious, man, and no mercy. And dudes just stomp them on the head and kick them and stomp them all in the chest, and, you know, and they already unconscious. They already unconscious, man. You know, and faces start to swell up, man, like balloons, and people just laying in there and don't nobody do nothing. Don't nobody say nothing. Can't nobody do nothing. Can't nobody say nothing. Because then you a target. Then you in somebody else's business. Then you know, you labeled a certain way. So then violence is imminent that it coming your way. It's going to come to you. Because now you already been labeled as somebody that's going to be, you know, telling, or somebody that's, you know, so this type of stuff will traumatize you, man. Coming from the free world and not seeing that, even if you come from projects and you come from, you know, rough neighborhoods and stuff like that, still you don't see that too, where you right up on it, because it's too open, it's too big. Some neighborhoods you may see that type of stuff. I seen brutal stuff in my neighborhoods growing up. But when you right there in a closed environment, you can't get away from that stuff. If you see this stuff in your neighborhood, you know what's going on over here. You don't go over there. You know what I'm saying? If you not with that. But when you in prison, you ain't got no choice. This happening right here. It's like it's like in your house. Not in your neighborhood. This is in your house because this is where you live. So if you know that this is going on right here, man, you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision, you know, and some people can't stomach that because they, you know, and then there's always the fear of you making a move on somebody, or you attacking somebody, or trying to do something to somebody, and it turns on you. It turn on you. I've seen it happen. I've seen dudes attack dudes with the Bethlehem, man, and get a shot off. Mop! And they take it from them. And it's over. You know, it's over. You know, it is over, man, because then they justify for whatever they do to you. So when you do make a move, you got to have it in your mind. You got to be trying to, you know, put somebody down, as sad as it is, but that's just the way it is, because you see these type of things and they're traumatized. You see somebody attack somebody with the Bethlehem and get it took away from them and lose their life. You see somebody attack somebody with the Bethlehem, get it took away from them and almost lose their life, get viciously punished, you know, messed up forever. You know, so when you see these things, it's shaping the world that you're in, and it's shaping your mindset at the same time. And your mindset got to be that of survival. You know, survival by any means, no matter what it is. And you deal with all the other stuff later. What they going to do to me, or, you know, or am I going to ever get out, or, you know, and you got to deal with that later. You got to deal with this right now. You know, so fear, you know, it affects people in different ways, man. But, now, I would never get on here and tell y'all that I won't scared, that I won't nervous, pervers. Nah, I ain't gonna tell you that. You know, but I tell you that when I got afraid and when I got nervous, pervers, I also got dangerous. You know, I got dangerous because I didn't want them things to happen to me, man. And I seen a lot of people in there, man. They were just so scared of, you know, physical confrontation that they would just freeze up, man, and they allowed a lot of things to happen to them that possibly wouldn't have happened to them if they would have just stood up, you know, because you gonna get hurt. I mean, that's just a fact. You just got to try to limit the extent that you get hurt, but you gonna get hurt. You know, you gonna get hurt one way or another. You know, even if you prevail, when the police come get you and they get the Bethlehem up off you or whatever, they're gonna be roughing you up on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to feel like they justified, and that's their little ways to get their little elbows and punches and stuff in, you know, and get away with it. You know, and get away, because ain't nobody going to be complaining about what they doing, because they're going to say, look what you just did. You see what I'm saying? So it's different in there, man. It's really different, man, and it's sad. It truly is, because we talk about human lives. We talking about, you know, people who got family, people who got loved ones, people who care about them. This is why the brutality is so crazy in prison, man, because everybody in there is in the mindset of survival. They're in the mindset of survival. And when you see all of this stuff around you, man, you're going to have to make a decision about how you're going to handle it. you're going to have to make a decision about how you're going to handle it. And you're going to always still have that fear. Your heart always going to still be pumping because you know in your mind and heart what you're doing is what you feel like you have to do, but you also know you at risk as well. You at risk as well. And what you're thinking, what you're literally thinking about doing to somebody, you got to think in your mind, what are they thinking about doing to you? What is they thinking about doing to you? You know what I'm saying? So if you thinking about doing this, that vicious thought in your mind of what you got to do to this person, what if he thought about doing to you? So all of these things is factored in, man. So like I say, fear will motivate you, man. It'll motivate you if you want to stay alive. Some dudes get to the point where they feel like they don't care, you know, because, you know, the environment is so, you know, I don't want to be here. Then some dudes choose the other way, man. And fear make a dude take his life. Fear will make a dude take his life before taking somebody else's life. That's just because he that scared. Yeah, and I've seen that happen, man. A lot of people don't realize that the dudes in prison, a lot of dudes that committed suicide, you know, it was a lot because of the environment they're in. They couldn't handle it. They didn't want to live that way. They didn't want to live that way for that long, however long their sentence was. But then you also got to look at it like too, well, if you want to stay alive, but you just don't like your conditions, what it takes to stay alive in prison. And that might mean taking somebody else's life. That might mean hurting somebody, you know, to the point where you ain't trying to, you know, go that far. So that's what I mean when I say fear will make a person take his life because he afraid to take somebody else's life. You know, because in this environment that is prison, man, you very well may have to take somebody's life to save your own. But a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people just can't do it. And then a lot of people don't want to take the abuse that they have to take if they're not willing to do that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to live like that, man. Some people got sentences, man, this unrealistic. A lot of people got sentences that's unrealistic. 80, 90 years. Come on, man. 80 or 90 years. Now, that's just the beginning. 80, 90 years, 60, 70 years. Who even guaranteed to live that long? Then you go from that to 2,000 years, a life sentence, 2 lives, 3 lives, 4 lives, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 life sentences. Who you know that live 10 lifetimes? It's you know, ludicrous sentences. So when people got that in their mind, that, you know, more or less, I'm going to be here for the rest of my life, and this is the way I got to live. I ain't trying to hurt nobody, but I don't want to be hurt. So what do? What? It ain't no in between. It ain't no negotiation. It is what it is. And a lot of people can't deal with that, man. That's a lot on you, man. That is a lot on you. You know, that's a lot on you. And I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, there's a lot of people in prison this vicious and violent that wasn't before they came to prison. They wasn't before they came to prison, but that's what they had to be to survive prison. And there's a lot of people that I know personally out here on the street right now that was vicious and violent in prison. And they not that out here, because that ain't what they gotta be. That ain't what they gotta be, but it's in them. It's in them. You know, but it had to be brought out of. And prison to bring it out of you if you want to survive. It'll bring it straight up out of you, man. It'll bring it straight up out of you, man. You know, just seeing the things that you see and hearing the things that you heard and knowing the things that you're going to learn in there will bring it up out of you, man, if you want to survive in there. You know, it ain't no, and I know a lot of people, some people get on their little platforms or whatever, and they'll say, oh, I went to prison, man, it won't nothing, it won't this. Yeah, I was there, I did 8 years, I did 7 years, it won't nothing. I ain't never had a problem. Yeah, I know you did. You ain't never had one that you won't tell nobody about. You ain't never had one that you want to talk about. But if you been in prison and you did 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years and you ain't never have a problem, or altercation, or dispute, or argument, you the only person walking on the planet that could pass a lie detector test and that be true. You the only one. You the only one, bro. The only one. You know, and I ain't knocking what nobody else do or what nobody else say. That's their story and they sticking to it. I'm just telling you from my perspective, from doing 33 years, 12,065 plus days, I ain't never seen nobody in there ain't had no problem. Never. From whatever it may be, to argument, to straight brutality. Somebody gonna rub you the wrong way, man. You around a bunch of people that don't even know you. You around a bunch of people don't know your characteristics, don't know what you like, don't know what type of person you is. So it's automatic that they're gonna rub you the wrong way. You around a bunch of people that ain't got nothing. Everybody trying to get something. Everybody looking at the next man, seeing what he got, plotting on this, trying to get this from you. Can I borrow that from you? Can you do this for me? Man, this how you not gonna have a problem? If you say no, you gonna have a problem. Because now you got an enemy. Now you got somebody who don't like you for nothing because of the simple fact that you won't help him in the same position that you in. You in the same position that he in, and he wants you to help him, and you can't help yourself. So now he got a problem with you. So how could you be in this type of environment for years and don't have no problem? Man, that's impossible. I know Muslims that had problems. Christians done had problems. The meekest people in the world that you want to meet just got caught up in a bad situation. Might have been in a car accident and you know, involuntarily hit somebody, kill somebody, got to do a couple of years. Ain't never been in trouble in their whole life. Ain't never bothered nobody in their whole life. Been a upstanding citizen in the street. Never had a charge or speeding ticket or nothing. And come to prison and humble and help anybody and still have problems. Because they too nice and then people want to take advantage of you. They think your niceness, your meekness is your weakness, and they want to take advantage of you just because you nice. You could be just doing, I got 2 years to do, man, for a mistake that I made on the street, and I'm trying to get back home, and you know, if I can help anybody, I'll help them, and I'm cool, and I always got a kind word. Somebody gonna think you soft and weak, and then they gonna want to do something else to you that you don't want done to you. So that's a problem. So how you can avoid problems in this type of environment called prison, I do not know. I wish I knew. I don't know the answer to that because I ain't never seen it. You know, I ain't never seen it. And I done been in pods and blocks with dudes that is just as quiet as a church mouse and don't bother nobody and just as humble and just don't even talk unless spoken to and still have problems. Still have problems, you know, because somebody gonna see that as an opportunity. So, you know, and you know, a lot of them, they be scared and they'll let themselves be taken advantage of because they don't want to hurt nobody. They just don't. Some people don't got that in them. Even at the extent of them getting hurt, they will not hurt nobody. Even if they was capable of hurting you, they don't want to do it. Some people is built like that. And some people built like they'll kill a rock instead of get hurt. You know? They would rather kill a rock than to get hurt. And you can call that fear, by definition, that's what it is. I'm one of them dudes. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get hurt. So I'm going to do whatever it takes for me not to get hurt. And if that means hurting somebody else, it is what it is. You know, because I always felt like you can't dictate how you get hurt. You could get hurt, and that hurt could cost you your life. You could get hurt, and that hurt could cause you an injury that may never heal. You could get hurt, it could cause you a scar that you'll have to wear for the rest of your life. So you don't know what type of hurt you're going to get. You just know it's hurt. So you just try to prevent from getting hurt. You know, and if that means hurting somebody else, then that's what that means. But that goes back to the old saying, you know, rather you than me, you know, or you before me. You know, somebody say go to HELL. I say no, you first. You know, so it's, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, I would never be one to say that, you know, fear was not a factor in prison. Fear is a factor in prison. It's just what you do with it. What you do with it, how you deal with it. You know, some of the incidents and altercations and stuff that I was in prison, I couldn't have never even saw myself, you know, doing those type of things or being in those type of positions in society before I went to prison. You know, even with all the violence I had seen before I went to prison, I couldn't put myself in that equation until I was in prison. you know, until I was in prison. So, you know, like I say, you know, things work out for the way they're supposed to work out, man. You know, we just in this life and we just living this life and we just trying to survive. And if you want to stay alive, man, you know, if you really want to stay alive, man, for whatever reasons, then you're going to find a way to stay alive. You know, scared or not. You know, scared or not, you know. So, yeah, but, yeah, I just don't think I knew nobody in prison that wasn't afraid. I just don't believe that. I knew some people who knew how to manage their fear. I know some people who knew how to maximize their fear. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never know nobody that I thought won't scared. How can you be getting ready to walk out on the yard and you going out on the yard and you got that Bethlehem on you and you going out there to meet somebody that said they're going to kill you when you come out there, if you come out there, and you ain't scared? Man, get out of here. Get out of here. How you do that? I don't know how you do that. You meeting the challenge by going out there and by being ready and by being prepared and by being willing to do whatever it is you got to do. But to say you not scared, you lying to me. You lying to me. I ain't never pick it up and go to war with nobody or get to rumble with nobody in prison where my heart won't pound. But that heart pounding was, you know what I'm saying, my driving force, you know, to get it back where I can relax because I have gotten rid of the threat. But your heart is going to be pounding. That is called fear. That's what it's called. Because you don't know what's going to happen. You prepared to do whatever you got to do, but you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't. You know, you got a game plan, you going to execute. You don't know how it's going to turn out. You know, every sports team, boxers or basketball, football, they got a game plan. They go in the game. That's why they play the game, because they don't know how it's going to turn out. So that's fear. You know what I'm saying? In my definition, in my humble opinion. But anyway, man, y'all give me y'all comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know. You know, talk to me. Talk to me. I'm just speaking out of my mind frame and just thinking back, you know, in that time period, man, of the way my brain was working. You know, you know, that's the way I see my brain was working, man. You know, I call it fear. It was fear, but it was a driving force, you know, to stay alive. That, you know, you use that fear. But, you know, let me know what y'all think, man. Talk to me in the comments. I talk back. In the meantime, appreciate y'all support, man. Big love to everybody out there on TBP Nation. New raffle coming tomorrow, man. It is what it is. If this video get out on time. But it is what it is, man. Y'all, like I said, it's a blessing in every lesson, man. And the blessing is, you know, that you know, I survived through my fear, man. I survived through my fear, you know. And yeah, that's a blessing, man. That's a blessing, cause fear can overwhelm you, dog. It really can overwhelm, and it can make you do some things that you don't want to do, and it can make you do some things, jump the gun. You could do something that you might not have had to do, but you didn't know you didn't have to do it because you was just so afraid that your adrenaline made you do it, you know. But that's in retrospect. But you know, yeah, that's the blessing though, man. That I survived my fear, man. But you know, y'all talk to me in the comments. I talk back, man. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. And by all means, man, duck them hooks. Boom, boom. They out there, man. Please believe me. Boom.
The banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.